So this is your coaching call recap video. So you'll be getting one of these videos after every single one of our coaching calls. So you'll never have to worry about, oh, what did Aaron say? What was I meant to do? It'll all be here. Oops, my pen. It'll all be here in visual format, and you'll also get a list recapping our coaching call as well. So you'll have it in written format as well. So I'm just going to run through our coaching call now, just touching on all the finer points and letting you know what you'll be needing to do over the course of the next week or so. So firstly, we discussed on our phone is your daily calorie allowance is 2,400 calories. Now, for the first 2 weeks, I just want you to focus on that number. I don't want you to worry about too much about healthy foods or non-healthy foods. I just want you to do what you normally do within the parameters of that 2,400 calories. And at the end of the 2 weeks, we'll be having a little chat and we'll discuss where we're at from there. And then we may well or up or lower that amount depending on our results. The other thing I'd like you to do is at the end of each day, I'd like you to screenshot me your calorie intake off of MyFitnessPal, which is the app that I'm going to mention in just a moment for you to download. Just screenshot that information and send that over to me, and also let me know how many steps you've done in a day. And at the end of the first week, we'll then look at creating you a daily step target as well as a daily calorie target. Okay, so I need you to screenshot me your food intake and your daily step targets, daily stepping amount. Okay, next thing is I need you to download the app called MyFitnessPal. Okay, so that my software, you can log your nutrition, but as we said on the phone, the database for the food is limited. It's not as big as MyFitnessPal, and it hasn't got a barcode scanner like MyFitnessPal either. Now, when you download MyFitnessPal, it will ask you for a target weight that you'd like to lose per week. Pop in whatever number you like. It doesn't matter because we're not using it for that. We're using it literally just to track our calories. Now, MyFitnessPal may well say to you it wants you to eat 2,000 calories a day. And I've said to you 2,400. I'd like you to stick to the 2,400 regardless of what that says, because the way I've worked it out is slightly different to MyFitnessPal, and it's not going to put you in as much of a calorie deficit, which means it'll be sustainable, maintainable long term as well. Okay. Next thing is the measurements that you've done, which was great. Thank you for putting them in. As I said to you on the phone, though, the only thing I will need to do is just go back on there, and I just need you to pick a point of reference on your body for each individual measurement. So that means, as I said on the phone, if you're measuring this part of your arm, for example, and I would measure from here to your shoulder down, and say, for example, for argument's sake, that's 7 inches down, make a note of that, and then measure that point, and then obviously log your measurement. Then when we come to re-measure yourself in a couple of weeks' time, all you do is get to your shoulder, measure 7 inches down, and measure, and you'll be measuring in pretty much the same point every time, which means we'll be getting consistent results, which is what we want. If you're constantly measuring up or down the arm, or up and down any part of your body, you'll be getting different results, which means we're not getting consistent and accurate results. Okay? Next thing is your progress photos. Briefly touched on this on the end of our call. If you can take some progress photos for me, and when you get 5 minutes, the reason I ask for these is at some point the scales are going to stop moving, and that's what I'm here to warn you about. The scales will stop moving at some point, and that's not the end of the world. Okay, it's to be expected, and it does happen. But the reason we do the measurements and the progress photos is when we've still got some results to track when they do stop moving. So you could be still losing inches and still looking slimmer, but the scales aren't moving. But if we didn't have that information, you wouldn't know that, and then that's when motivation dies and people then really tend to stop doing what's actually working. So the only thing I will say is you can take the photos however you like. I just like a front view and a side view. If you choose, for example, to take a photo in a vest, just make sure that when you come to take these photos again in a month or so's time, that you've got that vest and you wear the same vest, because then you'll be able to see much better the results. Okay. The other thing is step targets, which we briefly touched on a moment ago. If you can just, obviously I know you've got your watch now, if you can just let me know how many steps you're doing for the first week, and then after the first week I'll create you a daily step target. Okay, I could say to you, oh, but I want you to hit 10,000 steps a day, but I don't know how many steps you take in an average day anyway. So if you're taking 5,000 steps in a day, and I ask you to do 10,000 steps, that's twice the amount of steps, and that's quite a big jump. Okay, so if you come back to me in a week's time and say, Aaron, look, I'm doing about 8,000 steps a day, I'll probably give you 9,000 steps for the rest of that week, or another week's worth of targets, and then we'll slowly build on that from there. The workout side of things, as I mentioned, at the end of our first 2 weeks, we may well be introducing a little workout into our routine just to get you used to the exercise and bring you in gently into that. It's not going to be anything too strenuous or anything like that. Probably about 4 exercises, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, interval based, so you'll get breaks in between. And again, it will just ease you in gently into that. But that's after our first 2 weeks, if we feel we're ready for that. But as for the first 2 weeks, we're just going to focus on the nutrition side of things. And finally, the main thing to take away from all of this is I am now your coach. If you need anything throughout the week, just drop me a message through the internal messaging system via my software, and I will contact you as soon as I'm physically able. Okay? And another thing, there are no stupid questions, and I tell everybody this when they first start. No matter whether you think it's silly or not, ask me the question and I'll answer it. I'll never take the mick. I'll never laugh at you. I'm here to help, and if you're unsure of any topic to do with health and fitness, you ask the question, and that is what I'm here for. Okay? So I'm your coach. If you need anything, just let me know. So that's your coaching call recap video, Robert. If you need any, as I said, if you need anything, let me know, and take it easy. Have a good day.